Okay, so we start today's class with the existing topics. We actually ended up with the previous class with the login page. So we discussed about login, about the updated home page, and about the logout link because we actually created a blog post, we edited a blog post, we deleted a blog post. Now we are going to have login feature, logout feature, sign up feature for the new users, and then we will have Bitbucket, Heroku configuration, Heroku deployment, and then we'll conclude it. So this is especially for you, my dear students and young researchers, and you can reach me at dr.christoananth@gmail.com. So before going into the session, let me thank God. Once again, I thank God for giving me this golden opportunity to deliver this useful session, to share my knowledge among my fellow national, international participants, students, and young researchers. So this is what we are going to discuss in today's class. We are going to have a short introduction to user accounts, and then we'll have like login page as well, and then we'll have a updated home page. For example, if we make any corrections with regards to adding the super user, then we will go with this one with the updated home page, with the home page logged in. Okay, so this is we will also have a logout link also, and for the new users we'll have sign up, Bitbucket, Heroku configuration, Heroku deployment, and how the Heroku site will display when you have validated the results, and we'll conclude the topics with some independent works and some short videos at some regular intervals to discuss the knowledge in our topics. So we'll discuss about user accounts. Whenever we speak of Django, we speak about super users. So we'll have whenever we have a user, then we should have more of the authentication and the privacy feature associated. Luckily and happily, Django has its own built-in user authentication system. It will have like username, password, repeat password, okay, and then we'll have email, the first name and the last name. So just to check that the correct user has logged in. Okay, so we'll use this user object maybe to log in, maybe to edit some features, to add some features, to delete some features, and to provide security at the same time also. So this is what we are going to have with the login feature. So we are going to update the project level urls.py file. So in the case of login, we go with blog_project/urls.py. Here we are going to import the admin and you are going to import the path. Now with the case of the inbuilt libraries, we include the URL patterns, which is the admin.site.urls, and we include the install libraries. If you can remember django.contrib.authentication, you will have that URLs. Okay, so this is the new new thing that we are going to import with the case of the path, and then we'll have like path include blog.urls. So we'll have whenever we start up with the features, we quit the local server by pressing this Ctrl+C, and then we'll first of all create the directory. Okay, it is mkdir template/registration, and now we are going to start with the login.html feature. So what you do, just like in your previous cases, we are going to have like extends based.html, and we are going to start with the second level of subheading, which is login. So that's what we are going to do, and for the form method we are going to set it as post, and for increasing the security in order to fight the XSS attacks, we are going to include the CSRF token and form.as_p. Okay, so we are going to have a login button also. That is the reason we set the button type equal to submit. Okay, that is the login. So whenever we click on this login, then we go into directly home page. So those super users who have authenticated, who have already created the account, they will be allowed to log in, and then we close the form as well. Okay, and we go with the end block content. So here we will be using like HTML tags even for the case of CSRF token as well, and we will also try to include the login redirect URL. Okay, so that's the reason with the blog_project/settings.py we go with login_redirect_URL that is equal to home. So in the home template we would be having these features. So whenever you are going to update the manage.py run server and we navigate to 127.0.0.1:8000 So we are actually talking about accounts, okay, the accounts. So that's the reason within the accounts you have like login, okay. So if you can see in the URL, we have like accounts slash login. So here we will see like username and then the password, and then we have a login button also. Remember in the previous case we included login button, okay, button type equal to submit, okay. So whenever we click on login after entering the username and password, it will redirect to the user account page. So this is the updated home page. Whenever we have our own user super user account, we are redirected to the home page. So here we didn't add any view logic or maybe creating a database model even, because the Django authentication system will automatically provide these features, okay. So because in the updated home page we'll update the base.html template, so we actually display whether the user has logged in or not. If suppose the user has logged in, then we will have our name. If it is not logged in, if it is logged in incorrectly, means it will show like incorrect username or password, okay, right. So we'll update the base.html file with the new code, okay. So what we will do, we go with the template slash base.html. It is loading the static. You'll have HTML tag, the head tag, the title you are setting up to Django blog, okay, right. So in the Django blog you go with the link h reference, which is equal to fonts.googleapps.com, okay. The link href is equal to static. You're going to access the css slash base.css, okay. You close the head, then you start the body with the div. The header you go with navigation left as well as navigation right. With the case of navigation left, okay, navigation left, you are going to go with the
now in the left side.
Yeah, left side. You are going to have like URL home, which is the Django blog. So this is you are going to have it in the left hand side, okay, and then you are going to close the first div. Now you are going to in the right hand side. In the right hand side you have plus new blog post. If you can remember in the previous case, plus new blog post was in the right and plus edit blog post was in the bottom, and then plus delete blog post was in the bottom also. So same thing we are going to do. And then if the user is authenticated, only if the user is authenticated, we go with hi username, okay, hi username, okay, else you are not logged in, okay. Then yeah, you are not logged in, and then ahref you are going to have like login also, okay, the login button, okay. Then you go with the end if, the block content, end block content, close the div, close the body, and close the HTML, okay. So this is the home page logged in. Whenever you have a home page logged in, maybe you will have hi the username, okay. So you will have like new blog post, and we have 3 blog posts. Remember we created 4 blog posts and we deleted the first blog post, so it is only 3 blog posts, okay. So we have blog post number 2, blog post number 3, blog post number 4. So this is the logout link. So we have already logged in. Now we have to go into the backend or the admin panel, and we have to do it manually, okay. So you have to add a logout link that redirects to the home page, okay. So we will be using a one line URL logout for logging out, okay. So we'll have within the template slash base.html. So if the user is authenticated, you will have hi the username, you will have ahref is equal to this one, the logout, else then you'll go with the URL logout, okay. So this is the URL logout I'm going to talk about. So you'll have the whenever you will have the URL logout, it will have a logout redirect URL. So we'll have the login redirect URL equal to home, log out redirect URL equal to home. Both of them points to the same thing, okay, because whenever you log out, then it should immediately redirect to the home page, okay. So if you refresh the home page, whenever you log out, it will show like this one. You have 3 posts and you will have logout button. If I click on this logout button, then it will go to the home page, okay. So it will navigate to the home page. Definitely you will have login link like username, password, login, right. So whenever you are logged in, it will show like hi the name. We'll have like 3 blog posts, and then you will have logout button. Okay, but maybe if I click on the logout, it will redirect to the login page, like username, password, and then you will have a login button as well. Okay, so suppose let us take in the case maybe if you are trying to log out, then it will show like you are not logged in. Okay, then you will have a login button, but you will see the three posts. Okay, but the three posts will be displayed. Okay, and you cannot go inside of the post because you are not logged in. Okay, so this is the thing. So go ahead and try logging in and logging out several times with your user account. And for the sign up case, we will have like the form class, the user creation form, so that we will have like username and then password and then repeat password. Only then the authentication is correct. So this is the sign up. So there are many ways that you can do with the Django's new app with a new account and with a sign up page also. So within the blog, we'll have like $python manage.py start app. We go with the accounts. So we go with the install apps with the project/settings.py. The install apps is equal to django.contrib.admin, django.contrib.authentication, django.contrib.content types, django.contrib.sessions, messages, static files, and finally we end up with a blog.app.blog.config. So all these lines are the same, but with the case of sign up, okay, now in order to build this feature, we include a new thing which is accounts.apps.account configuration. Okay, so this is the new thing that we are adding, and you have to add the project level URL which you point out whenever you have a sign up thing. Whenever you sign up, then it should point to that particular page where you have a user account. Okay, so that's the reason within the blog_project/urls.py we go with from django.contrib, you are importing the admin, you are importing the path, and you include the URL patterns. So for each of the thing like admin.site.urls, you go with the accounts as well, include the django.contrib.authentication.urls, and for the especially for the account you go with this one, include accounts.urls. Okay, and then you go with the include blog.urls. Okay, so whenever you are going to go with this one, you can create the account/urls.py file. So within the blog app, we go with the accessing the accounts. Within the accounts, you will have urls.py file. So you add the following code from django.urls, importing the path, and you import the sign up view, especially for the sign up. Okay, and you include the URL patterns, path, sign up. It is sign up view dot as underscore view. The name equal to sign up. Okay. So we have just initiated the process of sign up view, but it has to be inbuilt with several user creation forms, and that's the reason you go with account/views.py from django.contrib.authentication.forms. You are importing the user creation form. That's what I told you. In the previous case, we have just went with the sign up view, but we have not created any user. So that's the reason you go with the user creation form. Okay, so that's the reason you go with import user creation form. So this is the super user that you are going to create, and then that's what I told you. Whenever you are starting up anything, you have to complete with the reverse Django process. So that's the reason you go with the reverse lazy. Okay, so because reverse lazy is something like whenever you are going into second page or third page, then you will find it difficult. Okay, where is that home page? Where are the features? Then redirecting, for the redirecting thing you go with the reverse lazy. Okay, and from django.views it is import generic, and we have the class sign up view, we have the generic.create view. Okay, so the form class we will have the user creation form that is very much needed for the sign up feature, and then whenever you have lost, then you should go to the redirect to the home page. So that is reverse lazy, and you are going to have the template name which is equal to signup.html. So signup.html is the first thing that you are going to access with. So this is a question that most of us have: why you use reverse lazy instead of reverse? Okay, so we are dealing with the generic class based views. So generally reverse lazy is much more powerful than the reverse feature. Okay, so in the command line, you'll have within the block we'll have like $touch templates slash signup.html, and then we go with this code. Okay, so the sign up with the reverse feature we are going to add them. So modulus extends template, the template is actually based on HTML. Within the block content you go with the sign up. So for method it is post. In order to avoid all the excess attacks, we go with the CSRF token, and the button type equal to submit. Here instead of the login button, instead of the the previous buttons, here we now include the sign up button. Okay, instead of login button we go with the sign up button. Okay, and then you close the form and you close the end block content also. Okay, so this is the sign up page. So whenever you are going to go with the 127.0.0.1:8000 slash it's a super user account slash it's a sign up. Okay, so whenever you are going to with this one, okay, this one, you will have this one, you are not logged in, login, and then you have sign up feature also for new users. It will show you, okay, how the username should be set up, how the password can be, whether it can be a combination of lowercase characters, uppercase characters, as well as some asterisk or maybe some special characters or numbers. It will give you some suggestions. Okay, and you have to repeat the password also. Once you open a super user, then you can go with the login button. Okay, so this is the home page for one super user. Now this they have named it as William. Okay, so it is displaying it as hi William after the William signups. Okay, so we'll have hi William logout, and we will have like 3 blog posts. Okay, and you have a new blog post in the right. So it is actually sign up, and then you go for the login, then you go for the home page. So it's a more authenticated feature that we'll get. And sign up view, generally we will have to in the code we will be setting the success URL, which is equal to reverse lazy, and the login. Okay. So we continue with the Bitbucket. We'll have an initial commit, that's a git commit. So within the blog we go with the $git status, and you add the new content, which is the within the blog you will have like git commit -m. That's how you start up, and you can go with the Bitbucket with creating a new repo. And the thing is that with the case of the username, you have to replace it with your own username from the Bitbucket. So you go within the blog app with the $remote add origin git at bitbucket.org. So that is the email ID that you are pointing to. So that's a username you are setting to. Here they have set as WS Vincent. You can have your own name. Okay, /blog app.git, and then you have to push to the initial, which is the origin master. Okay, now the next thing is just deployment. Okay, so with the case of the deployment, you will have these important files. So it is update bitfile.lock, the new procurement file, and then installing the gunicorn and updating the settings.py file. So here we have to go with the install pre-apps. So that's allowed host. So you will have these thing. Okay, like pip file requires the version, the Python version, maybe 2.7 or maybe 3.6 or 3.7. Okay, but you have to be very specific with the version also, but it's not a compulsion. Okay, so you have to run the pip environment lock for the pip file.lock. So you'll have like command line within the blog, you go with the $pip en lock, and then you create a new procurement file, which is within the you go with the accessing the procurement file. Okay, and you are going to add this line to the procurement file, which is actually web gunicorn blog_project.wsgi. Whenever you are going to test any function, you are going to go with this any project blog_project.wsgi. So this is how you test the features, and you install the gunicorn, which is nothing but $pip en install the gunicorn with the version 19.9.0, and you go with the allowed host. Okay, remember we had like 6, like Django.content.authentication, Django.content.admin. For with the 6 hosts you are going to go with, and whenever we commit a new changes, we can push it to the Bitbucket as follows. Like with the blog, you go with the git status, git add hyphen a, git commit hyphen m, and then git push underscore, hyphen u origin master. So with the case of deployment, you are already logged into the Heroku account. So with the case of blog, you go with $Heroku login, and you will be having a name. That should be unique on Heroku. So just we have created a super user account. We have added all the features. So in order to test this, once again you have a login name also. So we'll have within the command line blog $Heroku create DFP blog. Okay, so that is the app name that you are going to have. That is a custom name that you are going to feed into. So this is with the $Heroku git remote. So you have like DFP blog. So this one you include that DFP blog. Okay, and there is one final step which is nothing but the version. Okay, so within the blog $pip n install white noise equal to 3.3.1. Okay, so with the case of the white noise, we'll have same install apps also, and then we will have the middleware also. Okay, so in the install apps, you're going to set with blog.apps.blog config, accounts.apps.account configuration, and then the allowed pre-install version, Django.contrib.admin, authentication, content types, session, messages. So here we have this one, up to here it is the same, but here for the Heroku deployment, remember with this one we had like white noise. Okay, so this white noise, we would be having this one white noise dot run server no static, and then we'll have django.contrib.static files. And also remember here with the white noise we had install apps and then middleware also. So in the middleware you'll have like security features, sessions, and then we'll have white noise middleware, common middleware. For the CSRF we will have CSRF view middleware, authentication middleware, message middleware, and frame options middleware. Similarly, finally, with the static root, we will have like static files, the URL equal to static and static file dirs. You can remember with the case of the earlier version, we had dirs, and then with the base underscore dir, and then static files underscore storage, it is nothing but the compressed main file storage. Then after doing all these features, we push it to the Bitbucket. So this is how you do with the case of deployment: $git add hyphen a, commit hyphen m Heroku configuration, and $git push origin master. So these are all the same. Okay, and you can push it to the Heroku and make sure it is actually running. So in order to test the execution process, you go with $git push Heroku master and $Heroku the scale, the web version, you are scaling it to 1. Okay, so this is actually the blog maybe you have created like dfb hyphen blog.herokuapp.com. Okay, so maybe you can see within the address bar, you can see dfb hyphen blog.herokuapp.com. You will see this blog, Django blog. You will have 3 posts. You will have user not logged in, you have a login feature, and you have a new blog post also. So maybe when you log in, maybe you can sign up for a feature, you can log in, and you can access the home page with all the 3 posts. So the minimal amount of code, maybe we can have a log in, log out, as well as sign up feature. So it's pretty much starting out from the beginning, so we had the best use of it. So these are the independent works. Go through them. Please complete them at your best available time. Dictionary features that is associated with Python.